Today we are going to discuss about the carbohydrate metabolism, especially the dietary carbs that we are going to focus in this video. Polysaccharides that we take in our diet are converted to the oligosaccharides into the disaccharides, and disaccharides into monosaccharides. Now the enzymes that bring about this conversion are, here we have the salivary alpha amylase, that is catalyzing the conversion of polysaccharides into oligosaccharides. Then we have oligosaccharides that are converted into disaccharides by pancreatic amylase. Yes, it is also alpha amylase. Then disaccharides into monosaccharides are converted by disaccharidases. Monosaccharide is the basic building material by which all the carbohydrates are formed. These include glucose, galactose, and fructose. So our ultimate goal is to convert the polysaccharides that are include starch, glycogen, lactose and cellulose through various steps into these three products: glucose, galactose and fructose, which our body uses for various purposes. Now we are going to discuss the whole process, the way in which it is happening. These starch, glycogen and lactose we take in our diet. They enter the mouth. In our mouth we have this salivary alpha amylase. Salivary alpha amylase. This salivary alpha amylase is going to break the alpha 1,4 bond in these carbohydrates, and it converts them into starch dextrins, maltose, isomaltose, sucrose, lactose as such, and cellulose as such. Now all these products, they would move to the stomach. In stomach we have a very low pH. Low pH, this low pH halts the activity of alpha amylase. Then in the small intestine, these all products would move to the small intestine. In the small intestine, now what's gonna happen? In the small intestine, there are bicarbonates, additional compounds होते हैं. These are the bicarbonates. These bicarbonates would increase the pH. So the alpha amylase would work here, but we have another enzyme here which is known as the pancreatic alpha amylase. This pancreatic alpha amylase digest the starch only, to bring about the starch digestion. Then all these products would move into the mucosal lining of the small intestine, from where they would be absorbed. Especially these are this is the mucosal lining of duodenum and jejunum. It has the enzymes which are maltase, isomaltase, sucrase, lactase, trehalase. These all the enzymes are the disaccharidases, which are going to break the bonds and form the ultimate products, which are our glucose, fructose and galactose, ultimate products. And this cellulose, our body do not have any enzyme that digests the cellulose. Cellulose contain beta 1 4 linkage, this for whose breakage we have no enzyme. So cellulose is excreted as such. This cellulose would be excreted out from the body. These glucose, fructose and galactose via portal circulation moves to the liver, moves to our liver, where we have different uses of these, like glycolysis, gluconeogenesis. They we are going to discuss them in separate videos. Now these there are special points. This maltase, isomaltase and sucrase enzyme, they have sucrase, isomaltase complex, which is Si complex, and the other is maltase enzyme. This sucrase isomaltase complex is cleaved into two units that perform two different functions. The other is the maltase. It is not cleaved, but it has two functions. One is the glucoamylase function that digests the dextrins, break down the dextrins. The other is the maltase glucoamylase. Now are done with the digestion of the carbs. Now we will move to the absorption. Absorption occurs particularly in the upper jejunum. Here we have the cells which we call enterocytes. These enterocytes have brush border. They are having brush border from which we are going to absorb glucose, galactose and fructose. Now for glucose and galactose are special type of transport. They move via co-transport, and for which we have specific type of transporters SGLT type 1. For fructose, which moves passively, we have GLUT5 type transporters, and when we move them from the enterocytes into the blood, we have a special transporter which is known as GLUT2. Now we would name these. Here we have gut. From gut to enterocytes we have two transporters, SGLT1 and GLUT5. So let's name it as GLUT5 and name it as SGLT1. And from enterocyte to the blood we have GLUT2. उसके बाद ये जो है इसको हम कहते हैं सोडियम पोटाशियम ATPase फॉर्म. इसका यहाँ पे क्या रोल है ये भी हम अभी देखते हैं. सबसे पहले GLUT5 was for fructose. So let's take a fructose molecule here. This is our fructose molecule. It would move from this transporter. Passive transporter, no other molecule is needed. It would move directly into this enterocyte. Fructose. Here we have our fructose. Then from SGLT1 we are going to transport glucose and galactose, but it moves by co-transport. तो co-transport के लिए हमें जो दूसरा molecule चाहिए होता है, that is sodium. Okay, sodium co-transport है, sodium बाहर आएगा. Sodium would move out of the cell through this transporter, or glucose or galactose, they would move into the cell. Let's write them here, glucose and galactose. Okay, now और ये सोडियम को देखते हैं कि ये सोडियम कहाँ से आ रहा है। हमने पढ़ा हुआ है कि सेल्स में सोडियम पोटेशियम ATPase पंप होता है जो 3 सोडियम्स को सेल के अंदर ट्रांसफ़र कर रहे हैं, विच इज़ ट्रांसफरिंग 3 सोडियम into the cell and moving 2 potassium out of the cell. Okay, this sodium is used for the co-transport of glucose and galactose into the enterocyte. Now we will discuss some diseases related to this digestion of carbohydrates. One of them is lactose intolerance. Now we will discuss about lactose intolerance. Lactose intolerance. Lactose is converted into glucose plus galactose in our small intestine by the enzyme lactase. Now when we are having a deficiency of this enzyme, this step would not occur. Instead, this lactose moves to the large intestine here. It would be fermented by bacteria, and this bacteria would convert this lactose, let's do it in another color, would convert this lactose into 2 carbon compound, which is acetic acid, into 3 carbon compound, which is lactic acid, plus carbon dioxide plus hydrogen. Moreover, it would take water and it would cause symptoms like diarrhea, bloating, dehydration. Okay, so this was lactose intolerance, and it is treated by giving lactose deficient diet. We limit the amount of lactose in diet. Okay, moreover, yes, there is another disease. This step occurs in small intestine, and this is going to occur in large intestine. Another disease, which is sucrase isomaltase deficiency. Sucrase isomaltase, same enzyme that we did here, sucrase isomaltase complex. When this is deficient, we have a built-up of sucrose and maltose in our body, but this condition is very rare, very rare. So, okay, so this was for today's video. We discussed about the digestion of polysaccharides in our body and their absorption and the diseases associated with them.